I trip, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Mo Rex.
He gone.
Who gone?
He fucking gone.
Already? You just demonetized the whole stream.
I don't care.
Already.
I don't care. It's a good day. Aaron Rodgers no longer in the NFC North. No longer in the NFC.
Hit the like button if you're happy that Aaron Rodgers is gone out of the NFC North.
Give us a 5-star review, too.
Absolutely. WoodwardSports.com. All that good stuff. All right, we're jumping right into it. Breaking news, Aaron Rodgers officially been traded to the New York Jets for the wildest trade. I mean, the rest of the GMs in the NFC North just don't know how this thing works. They gave up a first-round pick in order to get the deal done. Jets got Aaron Rodgers, pick 15. Fifth-round pick, that's which pick 170. And the Packers got pick 13, a second-round pick, a sixth-round pick from this year's draft, and a conditional second-round pick in next year's draft. If Aaron Rodgers plays more than 65% of the plays, that turns to a first-round pick. Possibly two first-round picks. Kind of equivalent to what the Bears actually did there without the receiver.
You know, all that means is that Matt Stafford is more valuable than Aaron Rodgers. Matt Stafford is a higher commodity than Aaron Rodgers.
Different scenarios, but
Brad Holmes is better. Brad Holmes better.
Brad Holmes is better. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a little bit older than Matt Stafford was. Aaron Rodgers teeter-totter in the line of retirement. Like, they don't know, you know.
Yeah. And he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we don't know how many. Yeah, exactly. So that devalues like him a little bit. But
yeah.
What's up with the Packers having to give up a first-round pick?
I don't know.
This whole scenario.
I just imagine the phone call being like, "All right, we'll give you Aaron Rodgers. Like, let's go." And a first-round pick. Like, all right. Okay. Anything else? You want to throw anything else in there? We'll take Aaron Jones too. But it is what it is, man. He's gone. I'll miss him.
You'll miss him?
Yeah, because I was excited to see Kirby dominate him again next year. But it is what it is. Now Kirby has a new son that he can raise.
Yeah.
By the name of Jordan Love.
He's got to make him his son first.
He's going to.
I'm not. Everybody's like already just missing Jordan Love. Like, I don't get
I'm not dismissing him.
Yeah.
But he's not Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think the Packers would be as prepared to move on if it weren't for like a Jordan Love already in place. Like, this guy's already been in the system. He actually looked really good last year. The limited time he got to play. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon quite yet of just dismissing the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love just quite yet.
Yeah.
But this draft, I mean, this trade, I should say, the first round pick swap is one that got me. Like, that just,
it's pretty wild.
I don't know how that. Who's there? Joe Douglas? Is that the one in New York? Or is that the one for the Giants?
Yeah. No, that's for the Giants.
Joe Tsai or some shit like that.
Joe Tsai is the Brooklyn Nets owner.
Joe Douglas is the GM for the Jets.
Okay, Joe Douglas.
Yes.
Got it right the first time?
Yes.
You're a fucking man. Abe, if you're listening, you got one.
Joe
you got
Schoen
one.
is the Giants GM.
Yeah, I know they're both
Couple
Joes.
Yeah.
A lot of Joes in New
A
York.
lot of Joes in the league.
A lot of Joes in New York. You got the one like Chris said too.
Yeah.
For the Nets. I mean, yeah, I'm excited. We knew like this is breaking news. Yeah, like we knew this was happening for like what, 2-3 months now.
Months, dude.
It was like what the details were going to be.
Jesus Christ, just do it.
If anything, they moved. Well, I guess they went up 2 spots in the draft. What if they got Jalen Carter?
He's not falling that far.
No,
I
don't think so either.
He's going to the Seahawks, unfortunately.
There was some breaking news out of our guy Stick over the weekend who said that Jalen Carter's been off the Detroit Lions board for well over a month, despite him coming in for a visit. We're going to talk about that.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. I thought it was pretty interesting too.
Oh, it's interesting.
Flannel Sam, do we have a clip of him freaking out?
No, we don't.
Is there one on Slack by chance?
I don't know.
Well, I'll ask if anybody in the back is listening. There's a clip of Flannel Sam's freak out because I missed it. So
Yeah.
I want to see this thing verbatim. We got 2 segments to get to it. Also, Russell Brown.
Yes.
I want you guys to know this about Russell. I feel like I said enough all the time, but I just want to reiterate it. One of the most accurate mock drafters in the past 2-3 years. Joined the show on draft week. What'd you say?
In the country.
On the country. Yeah, honestly,
Out of everybody.
that's top. It's top news.
He was top 10 last year, right?
Yes, and here's the thing too. Like Russ, like some people for instance, we have resources, but our resources are like, all due respect, outside of maybe for me 1 or 2. Kind of like there's like a personal relationship there.
Yeah.
It's just been like a resource relationship. Russ Brown like goes down to
The Senior Bowl.
Senior Bowls.
Yeah.
He's talking to the defensive line coaches. He has relationships with the defensive line coach. He gets drunk with the defensive lines coach. As you guys know, Russell Brown, well-known drunk. No, I'm joking. That's right. But he has actual resources, like with the teams, with scouting departments. So I definitely want to get his opinion this draft week. And of course, if you guys didn't know already, we're partying this Thursday at 5th Ave from 7:30 till they kick us out. All right, we there all night.
And I don't have to worry about driving home anymore, so I'm gonna be lit.
That's facts.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah. Unhinged. Spenny unhinged.
I don't know if I want that.
It's like Django Unchained. Spenny unhinged.
Just we gonna kill some people.
I'm gonna wear a blue suit. It's gonna be a good day.
It's gonna be a good day.
I have to drown my sorrows somehow.
Will Levis, JB broke this one to us in the Woodward Sports chat. Is it FanDuel Sportsbook? He's now the second. He's the number one favorite to go second overall in the NFL
Number
draft.
2 overall. Will Levis is the favorite.
And Tyree Wilson has odds over Will Anderson. Oh my God.
Yeah.
JB, I'm gonna let you take this one first.
I don't even understand this, to be honest with you. Like, come on, the second overall to the Texans? Well, I'm assuming it's the Texans, but who knows? It could be the Colts. They might jump up there and try to snag him at 2. But who knows? Yeah, I was kind of shocked about this when Adam told me about it, so had to go and double check, and then, found out it's true.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
That makes, I don't even get it. You mean make sense of this, Chris?
That was my jump to conclusion, immediate reaction was the Colts, them trying to negotiate leverage with the Colts, because that's the only person I've really heard him attached to, or the only team I should say I've heard Will Levis attached to is the Colts. That's in the top 5 or top 10. So with that being said, I feel like they're trying to maybe trade back because they believe they're Will Anderson or whoever is going to be there at 4. So I think that's what the Texans are doing with this. It's smokescreen season, baby. I'm not trusting a word that comes out this week.
It is smokescreen season.
We have a growing narrative on the show too that he was born to be a Colt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a very, very cultish guy.
I think I took a step back and
I guess the Mannings love him.
The Mannings love him. Really?
Mm-hmm. If the Mannings love him, Irsay loves him, and he's going to be a Colt.
That's fair.
Oh, it's interesting.
It's interesting. I want to take a step back from that one. Just guarantee him to go to the AFC South. Because if it's my mock draft, that's probably what I should have had you download, Chris. Because I had them going.
Send it.
Nobody cares
it's
about
already
your
in
mock
there.
draft.
It's already in there. But I was just say though, maybe to the Texans, but not at 2.
Yeah.
Like at 12. There's no way.
He's not lasting at 12.
Huh? He's not lasting at 12.
No.
Will Levis? Maybe. We've seen some mocks. Mock drafts always 100% on, unless you're Russell Brown. But we've seen him as far as like 18 to the Lions in some mock drafts. Like I would be surprised if he's there at 12. I mean, who'd really take him? I don't see him going over even Stroud. I don't know.
Stroud's falling, I guess. We have that as a topic too. Stroud might not be a top 5 pick.
This is just draft week chaos, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is I'm not buying any of it.
Smoke screen.
Seriously, there was a point last year where like I lost, I want to say $100, $200, because we were told Kayvon Thibodeau was going number 2 to the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Guess what happened? He didn't go number 2 to the Detroit Lions. It's like anything that's coming in like this week, I'm funneling towards a little bit some bullshit. But I mean, what is new though is the sports books. Mm-hmm. The sports books last year did have Aiden Hutchinson as number 2 favorite to the Detroit Lions, and that ended up happening. I don't know. I think Stingley was actually number 3 as well.
I mean, I thought it was like a guarantee. It's like as soon as they went Trayvon Walker, I was like, "There's no way
they don't pick Aiden. Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to be there. Not a chance. I was like, he's going number 1. He was the best player in this draft. Like he's going there. And shout out to Jacksonville for pulling the Jags. I was already convinced. I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to get him. When they beat the Packers, I was like, damn, they just lost to Aiden Hutchinson. But football gods work in mysterious ways.
I guess so, man. I guess so. I don't know how to take this information like this week. I'm not buying into too much of it. I'm definitely not buying into CJ Stroud stuff. I could be 100% wrong on that. I'd be willing to be wrong on that, but like there's a point where he was like, I'm talking about like conversations between he and the quarterback coach of the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. Can't think of his name. Oh, he played in the NFL. Blonde dude.
Oh, McCown? Josh McCown?
Yes, I believe it's McCown. So I'm like, yeah, all right, we'll play you when you're in Charlotte. After you buy your house in Charlotte, make sure you have a basketball court, whatever. Like, what's like, then you're like, oh shit, is he like for sure the number 1 pick overall? and now he's fallen to like some are saying the Lions at 6.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, Jeff Freddie was happy to hear that news about you.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it if Will Anderson and Jalen Carter aren't there.
Yeah,
Don't hate it at all.
Man, I might even take him over the two of them. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, just because like with the quarterback position.
If you're still okay, Carter goes 5. You're staring at Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud. Who are you taking?
Will Anderson, C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud. Like I it's not just me. Again, pull up the odds for the number 2 overall pick, because this is a Texans team, which I don't think they're gonna take Will Levis, but it's been public, and you bunch this in with the chaos, but like Tyree Wilson over Will Anderson, like that's I told you guys this weeks ago. Like this is a real concern about Will Anderson's production at the NFL level if it translates.
Are you concerned of it?
My only concerns, honest to God, are the Detroit Lions. Like, so no, I don't think I would be concerned of it. I think they'd make it work here. I've been told though he's similar to the Aiden Hutchinson, like what he does for the defense. So there'd be like a little bit learning curve for that with them. But listen,
people aren't liking your take.
That's all right. They don't have to like my take. This is what's going on in NFL
Believe
circles.
them later.
This is not a believe me later situation. This is conversation being had in NFL locker rooms. This is a sports book that has freaking fuckface over Will Anderson. That's
Wilson.
not. This isn't me telling you guys this. I'm just relaying the information.
Believe him now.
I don't think that Tyree Wilson's going to be better than Will Anderson. No way in hell. I don't get the Tyree Wilson hype. There hasn't been a combine behind it. There hasn't been a pro day behind it. Literally just measurements and like his production like on the field for Texas Tech.
So we got it. Jet out of here on Thursday.
Yeah, we do got jet out of here on Thursday. All right, we'll sneak these two combat things in before we have to go to break in the rest of the show. I promise you it's going to be football until we talk basketball. All right, because the white Francis Ngannou struck again.
He's coming.
Knocked out, is it Sergey Pavlovich?
Yeah, Popovich, yeah.
Knocked out Curtis Blades in the first round.
That's his 6th first-round knockout in a row.
Dude, this guy's a monster. Do you have the picture I sent for this one?
Oh, I didn't know who it was, but yeah.
You're fine. This is it. Fuck Stipe Miocic. Give me this. Give it to me. I want to see John Jones versus fucking beast.
Yeah.
I want it. I
mean, I think he'd get Cyril Gond.
No, I don't think so. I think this guy is different than Cyril Gond. Cyril Gond, like, limited experience. Like, look at his right when they put the record on
John Jones
screen.
will wrestle that dude out of the octagon.
That guy punches hard. Like Cyril Gond.
Everybody punches hard.
Cyril Gond was like more of a point striker. I mean, he had to knock it over Tai Tuivasa, but everything else was kind of like death by a million cuts.
No, I'm saying it doesn't matter how hard he punches if he's on his back for 25 minutes.
Yeah, I get close enough to take him down. And I think this guy's got enough power to make John a bit hesitant and make sure he's selective with that one.
You just want to find a way to hate anytime you can. Cause you hate John
dude, I don't understand why it's hate when I'm breaking shit down. Realistic.
No, yeah, he's definitely got power. I mean, you can't say he doesn't. Like I said, 6 first-round knockouts in a row is... That shit don't happen every day. Like, the guy...
Yeah.
It's not like he's doing it to chumps. Like, he's running through the heavyweight division right now. So, that's the fight people want. That is the fight that's going to happen after Stipe. So, I'm excited to see. Maybe he gets Gone next. John fights Stipe. And then... the winner of Gone and Popovich gets the next shot at John.
I guess so, but John's talking about like beating Stipe and retiring.
Really?
You see that's yeah.
Oh, I mean,
So a perfect way to go off to the sunset. Beat the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared.
I don't blame him. That dude's a scary ass fucking giant Russian.
I don't blame you for that. Fucking,
what? And then didn't we make a bet on Tank and Ryan?
I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we shook on a case bet.
I don't know if we did. I don't remember if we did.
I think we did. But it's all right. It's all right. I'll scrub the logs.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, my guy Tank, bro. I knew it was gonna happen. Ryan's like Ryan had the speed advantage for sure. He's obviously got the length advantage.
Tank looked faster.
He's never been hit like that with that kind of power.
No.
Never. And he got hit like first round or first couple rounds, Ryan was doing his thing, landing some shots, and then Tank hit him once.
He got cocky.
And he was like, oh shit. After that, he sat his ass down. Ryan was not the same. Because you get punched in the mouth like that, you're not going to be running in there trying to get points.
I felt like he was winning that round too, and he just got cocky and got sloppy.
Yeah.
And boom, he just wasn't, like you said, just wasn't the same.
Yeah, bro. He knocked his ass down. One punch. Bow.
Yeah.
Right on the jaw. Put him on the ground. And then obviously that liver shot ended him. That was
I
dude.
saw-
I had Tank in the sixth for like I would have won like $250.
Messing up.
And he fucking does it in the seventh.
Spinny Damas.
Yeah.
Someone's rebuttal
I
to
was
that the other
pissed.
day was, "Did you know Notre Dame was gay?" And I was like, "Oh, didn't know that."
I mean, hey.
Still calling it.
Yeah. What?
Maybe.
So?
he's-
Maybe it's the key to enlightenment. Penis.
If you don't want to be knocked out like Ryan Garcia, make sure you are insured. In case you are, both personal and business, Mark at Swiss Insurance has got you covered. It's easy to contact him. All you got to do is shoot him an email at mark@swissins.com. Swiss like the cheese. It's mark@swissins.com. So Woodward Heavyweights talking more draft chaos and more. More draft chaos.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our third annual Woodward Sports Draft Party live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only. So get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City. Brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinmo Raps.
What up, though?
Young Chris and the T Booth, JB Smooth, the ones too. I don't think the beat is hard right now.
This beat is fire.
Chris is bopping.
Oh, yeah. There's some...
This one's
Sam was dropping some flames, too. I was like, I know
Yeah.
JB had to put those in there. There was like 4 of them on the intro songs. There.
shout out.
D-Mac was rapping to one of them.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he like stoked, not scared. I swear to God, he started getting after it. I was like, all right,
Stoked,
D-Mac.
not scared. Can we get a freestyle from you Thursday?
Yeah, for sure.
Jalen Carter's a pick. I'll drop a whole fucking mixtape.
Oh, yeah. Jalen Carter's a pick.
Fucking lethal weapon.
I'm gonna
Fucking cover.
dive out of the top floor window
However you want to do it.
of Fifth Ave. Jalen Carter's the pick.
Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. Make sure you leave a 5-star review on all podcast platforms. Again, you listen to us live on WoodwardSports.com. Speaking of Jalen Carter being the pick, there was some news this week come out that says he's not. He's off the board.
I got Steak says he has a inside source for the Detroit Lions that said Jalen Carter has been off the board of the Detroit Lions for about a month now. And that hurts my heart. Not gonna lie, you guys know, everybody in the chat, all you guys know I've been Jalen Carter since week 6. I've wanted
Jalen Carter starter.
I've wanted him on this team for a long time, and I haven't wavered on that, and I still do. I unfortunately believe he's going to get taken by Seattle at 5. So the Lions wouldn't even have a chance to make that decision. But if he's off the board, he's off the board, man. It seems the way Brad talked about him, it sounded like he wanted him. Dan Campbell was a different kind of interesting when he's talked about him. But Brad Holmes would talk about him glowingly. So I'd be hard pressed to think that he's been off their board if they're bringing him in for a top 30 visit, if they're doing all these different things with him. Because you can't take a guy like that off your board. Unless you did that top 30 visit and he walked in there shirtless, flipping everybody the bird, so I'm not coming to fucking Detroit, fuck you guys. Then you take him off your board. But the amount of talent and potential that is there, you got to, at least put a crack at it. And
Back at it.
I don't think he's going to be there. I think he goes 5 to the Seahawks. But, man, it's just we've talked about it, man. Brad Holmes has been trying to address that position. He called about Simmons. He made different talks to see what we could do to beef up that interior defensive line. And possibly the best prospect in the draft, definitely a top 3 prospect in this draft, an interior defensive lineman could possibly fall to you. So I don't know if you could just throw that one away, but it is what it is.
Trust me, you get what you get. No, I'm with you. I don't know. You said Brad Holmes talked about him glowingly. Like, I was listening to Brad Holmes on the way in again from last week, and when he was asked about the interview change and the headlines, like the way that the question was phrased for him, and it kind of was like it's kind of similar to the way, the same tone that Dan Campbell gave on the interesting comments. Maybe even a little bit more harsh, if I'm being honest with you. Like,
well, Brad Holmes was dealing with a lot that day. His former first-round pick just got suspended for 6 games. He's probably not in the best mood.
I thought it was the day prior.
So, well, he already knew.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay, perfect segue to something I did want to bring up. And I was going to say this one for next segment, because next segment we're talking about Flannel Sam, freaking about Jameson Williams. Again, if anybody's in the back and they have that clipped up, please send to Heavyweights chat or tag Spinny's Slack. But nonetheless.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Nice.
Nice, JV. Nice. Jamo's suspension, people ask, is it going to change like Brad's draft board?
No.
And I think they're talking about it pertains like the wide receiver position. I'm with you. I don't think so. Again,
fuck no, baby.
Towards the wide receiver position, but to guys like Jalen Carter, maybe. He did burn. I don't want to say burn capital to move up to grab Jameson Williams, but he did make the move to move up, and took him in the first round, guarantee him more money than your typical player, and then here he is. We haven't seen him on the field for more than 4 or 5 games, and limited snaps at that too. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like the Jameson Williams news may have changed the draft board, not in a way for a wide receiver, but in a way of like character question marks. And Jalen Carter, unfortunately, has those character question marks around him. And listen to Brad.
I don't
speak
think
on
what
it.
fucking Jameson did was a character question mark on him. Like,
it's character question mark in the way like
it was just a bad decision.
Yeah. Which, again, like, that's like a character question. I'm saying, like, why that was dumb. I'm not going to say he's an asshole, but it was dumb.
I feel
Although
like
the Jared Goff, social media, Lamar Jackson thing, that was kind of like asshole-ish, but I was still with Jamo through that. But it was a character issue in terms of, like, poor decision-making. And Jalen Carter, that's been, questions around him, too. Like, I think it could change the way Brad views Jalen Carter, especially having to deal with a first-round pick that's sitting out 6 games now.
Yeah.
And I get it. It was stupid. He's in the parking lot of the team facility, or however the exact details were, and it wasn't on NFL games. I agree that it's like, come on.
Yeah.
But rules is the rules. It's the same thing I was trying to tell Booner, who was mad about the Draymond situation. Like, you can't do that, though. You can't fucking jump on another human in public, let alone a fucking basketball game.
Yeah.
And then you go chirp at the fans. But I think, I don't know, man. I could see that being the
Terry
case,
Foster
man.
said their dream scenario is Will Anderson.
Will Anderson?
He said, and Terry's very plugged in with everybody.
Yeah.
In the Detroit sports world. And he said, yeah, Brad Holmes' dream scenario is to get Will Anderson.
Let him cook.
My prayer is,
Facts.
or hope is that, like, if the Lions don't end up with Jalen Carter, I just hope that he's taken before us, so I don't have to wonder what if.
Yeah.
I could just be at peace with, like,
We couldn't.
yeah, we couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, because I don't think Seattle's taking him though. I'm really not on that train. Like,
You think they're getting a quarterback?
a quarterback and or edge. Like, again, they addressed that position with the defensive tackle this year and Draymond Jones. Like, I think it was Brad Holmes I was listening to. He's like, you don't want to pour a lot of money at one position group. Because, again, that's why my whole cap space theory is you got to build a team. You can't just pour, like, all your money into the wide receiver group. You can't pour all your money. Offensive line is different because that's kind of spread at different positions. But Draymond Jones, I'm looking at his cap hit right now for 2023. It's $10 million. The next year, 18. The following year is 23. Like, I don't know why you make that type of investment. He's
He's not going to be on the team for that $23 million hit. I can guarantee that.
I don't know, though, because the caps can go up and up,
That's true.
Because what's his name got nearly 23? Deron Payne?
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah.
He's better than Draymond Jones, so.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are probably going to go like edge. I mean, I think they're going to be like the Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson type. I don't see why they pour more into that, again, that defensive tackle position and or quarterback. It just doesn't make sense to me. And plus, I did have my man just had some character issues. They lost him, but that was a second-round pick.
Everett Golson?
Him, too?
Yeah.
Well, the other guy, too, from Michigan State.
Oh, Shalik Calhoun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we going to see, man. But I definitely
Not Everett Golson. Shirley Calhoun is what I was thinking of. 2 different Spartans.
Yeah. There's somebody else. Malik something, wasn't it?
Willis?
No, not Malik Willis. Oh, you really think that the Seahawks will take him?
I do. Unfortunately. I don't know. Too many people are saying he's going to do it to just... I could see them going quarterback, but if they're not going quarterback, then I think it's going to be Jalen Carter.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're going to edge your quarterback. Again, I just don't see them making the investment in the same position twice, you know? Because I think we had discussion the other week, too, is like outside of Boye Mafe, who, again, we only know because we wanted him as a Detroit Lion, or at least scouted him for the Detroit Lions. You couldn't
They still got Cliff Averill?
No. Boy, he retired years ago. No, but like outside that, you can't really name any other Seattle Seahawks like edge rushers. Yeah. If these guys are primetime edge rushers, and you got yourself a primetime defensive tackle, a guy that's soon going to make upwards of $20 million a year, it wouldn't make sense to.
We got
invest.
breaking news, JV.
Yes, we do. Ime Udoka has agreed to become the next head coach of the Houston Rockets.
Damn.
And that is by Woj. So, yeah, it's official.
Fuck.
I had a feeling he wasn't.
I knew he wasn't going to be Detroit. Man, but
I knew he was going to be in Detroit.
All I know is, Rockets fans about to burn to the ground. Like,
why is that?
I don't know. It's just.
Why would you be upset over that?
It's just toxic.
Why?
They already have a toxic ass locker room. Chased out their old coach, yelling at each other. They had more scandal in Ime Udoka. Their fans are saying they want James Harden to come back.
Oh, they're staying toxic.
Like, it's just all toxicity. The toxicity of our city, our city.
You know the strip clubs in Houston. Maybe it's not going to be an issue for Udoka in Houston. Maybe that's what drew him in.
He can purge his desires somewhere
elsewhere.
Yeah,
not on company property.
That's fair.
No, but
especially if Harden comes back.
Yeah, I heard that was a thing too.
Yeah.
Or was that you who said that?
That's me. I've heard it from a lot of people. Yeah. I've heard it from a lot of people. They're predicting that. But I mean, James Harden and Ime Udoka in the strip club, that's a dynamic duo. That's a 1-2 championship punch right there.
That is true. Nicholas Duncan said Billups for head coach.
No.
He's not. He's still a head coach right now with the Portland.
He's already got a job. And Blake.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. Like,
really?
Love you, Chauncey. You know, respect for what you did as a player for the city, but
haven't seen enough as a coach yet.
Definitely not.
He could one day. But
the way they folded out of the playoff race this year, kind of like, I was like, yeah, all right.
Before we go to break,
damn it, man!
You knew he wasn't coming.
I knew he wasn't coming, but I could dream. All right. I want my head coach to get bitches, and Ime Udoka gets bitches.
Before we go to break, Jalen Carter off the Detroit Lions draft board, buying or selling?
Wait, what? Off the draft board?
Yeah, are you buying or selling it?
Selling.
Chris?
I go back forth. I'm gonna go buying it. I do believe that the character thing is real to this organization. I'm starting to believe that more and more each day.
JB Smooth. Jalen Carter off the draft board. You buying or selling?
I'm buying it. I'm sorry. Like, after everything that happened with Jamo, like, you need like a good spot on the media this week alone, and you need number 6 to hit. So
and
he's off.
Shift God in the Woodward Sports chat says Mark Jackson, come save us. No. Mark Jackson ain't it.
I hate that name.
I hate them. Yeah, dude.
Well, you guys just hate God. No, I'm playing.
My God.
Tell us about Lady Jane's.
I will, because you can walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars. One for you and one for your wife, girlfriend, best bud, or, Spenny. Like, I don't got a car right now. You can throw me one of those. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinmo Rex.
What
we
up,
got
though?
Chris in the GD booth.
God's plan.
JB Smooth ones and twos. Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. If you're listening to us on a podcast platform, please make sure to leave a 5-star review. It means the world. What?
Have you seen that meme? I think I sent it in the Heavyweights Instagram chat, but it's a screen capture from Far Cry 5, and it's a guy. It's I thought I knew God's plan. It's like when you stutter rapping Drake.
We started rapping Drake?
When you stutter when rapping Drake. It's like, I thought I knew God's plan.
Oh, I did see that. Stupid. Again, to somebody, I think it was Raider tried going at me, Eazy so soft. I don't understand why I'm so soft for just putting 2 and 2 together. Like, Detroit Lions did that first round pick suspended. I think the characters conversation has been had, and they're not fond of the guys that seemingly lack it. It just didn't sound enthused when asked about Jalen Carter, unless he's trying to be on the low.
Yeah.
Watch again. I want Jalen Carter.
I do too.
Like I'm cool if he's on the low about it, but yeah. I mean, again,
What if it's Jalen Carter or CJ Stroud?
That's a tough question. That's a very tough question.
But it's easy Stroud over Anderson.
Yeah. Fit.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have an edge rusher in James Houston. I think we have an edge rusher in Aiden Hutchinson. I think we're missing is defensive tackle. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a fit, more of a need.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it just depends 100%. On like how you're looking at like your championship window, as Neil likes to put it. Are you looking at your championship window now? Because then you got to take a receiver then too. Jamo's gonna be gone for these 6 games, and then you probably go Jalen Carter. If you're just kind of just building for the future, then I'd take CJ Stroud. Because again, you got CJ Stroud, a rookie quarterback. You can go and get you a Jalen Carter off the free market or make a trade for him, which we'll get to it later on the show. But pick 18, I guess there's calls being made that they want to move on from it.
Yeah.
Which at first I thought, like, I don't really think that's actually, just talk about that, because I don't even think that's like a. At first I was like, no, there's no way that you call somebody like, yeah, I want to move out from this pick, because like that makes you the losing side of the deal, the desperate one.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just more so a contingency to where like, you don't give a fuck, or just make somebody else aware.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really get the whole trading down. Like, they already got a shitload of draft picks.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year, I don't know, but they're gonna have a huge draft class this year if they don't trade up and actually draft all those picks.
I mean, nothing's wrong with that.
No, it's not. But
fuck, man,
I don't see the need to stockpile more picks. I would want to stay at 18 so I can get one of the top 20 players in this draft.
But that's the way, like, too, I was thinking, like, the way this draft's been perceived, or not even perceived, but even like even perceived by like, you and I. We've gotten to 6 at points in these mock drafts, and we're like, I don't know what we're going to do. And I think it's been the same for 18 as well. 18, you're like, there's so many people we can go with. None of the picks you make outside of, like, if Joey Porter's there, you've really been in love with. So it's like another scenario where, like, why not get more, bullets in your clip? I'm not beefing at all with the idea of them trading down. You don't like it?
I don't not like it. I just don't really see, like, what would the return be? What are you going to get for it? How far are you going to go down? Are you really that worried about stockpiling a third rounder or something that you get from that pick?
Can I tell you a scenario which you probably won't like?
Sure.
So what's like the ideal way to win with Jared Goff on this big contract?
I don't know, man. You said Jared Goff, my mind went blank.
I've always said to you golf gobblers, the golf gawkers, you don't have to get a quarterback on a cheap deal if everyone else on the team is already on one. So if you trade back from 18, you get more of those rookie deals. At least you got hit on them too, but then maybe that opens up a path for you to re-sign Jared Goff for a few more years. Maybe for I see your face. Look, bro, I feel the same, but I'm just Brad Holmes has spoken about the man glowingly. A lot more glowingly than he's spoken about Jalen Carter. I could see a scenario where that's the game plan there. I'm sorry, man. It's just it's just connecting the dots. It just makes sense.
No, God, please, it's just.
I'm just saying, man.
No.
And to be fair to that line of thinking,
not gonna do it.
You and I have both
not gonna
admitted.
Lock in them.
What?
Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
God, please, no.
Please no.
Listen, to be fair to that line of thinking, you and I have both admitted him being good. It's the contract we didn't like.
Yes.
So whatever, they extend it to more of a contract we don't like. But like, if there's pieces surrounding him, we know he could like at least get you to the dance with enough pieces surrounding him. You can't sell yourself on the idea, huh?
No, you're not.
Still don't care.
It's like, I forget what it said, but that's like pitching the police ball to an inner city teen. Like, you're never gonna sell me on that. It's not gonna happen. Like, I will never be like, yeah, you know what? That's the right path. Unless you're getting him for $15 million a year.
I'm just saying. I'm
you got these gobblers all wound up now.
I'm not trying to sell anybody on the idea, but again, sometimes if I disagree, I like to put my foot in the other shoe. That's how I debate.
Yeah.
I think, oh, I win, dog. I know what you're already thinking. I'm inside your head right now.
No, it's because you say every point possible, and then when one of them happens, you're like, see, I told you.
I could also see that.
Undefeated.
That's exactly what
Never lost.
Yeah. I see.
Brother.
I wouldn't mind this, but I could see them doing this or this
I could
or
also
that,
see that.
even this, and then one of them hits. It's like, I told you they were going to do it. I was like, yeah, you told us we were going to do 8 different things. But I just no.
Call in. I don't know if I want to say that I've sold you on it or ask if I sold you on it, but like, is that a line of thinking here if they're deciding to trade back from 18? Because what else is it? Honestly, what else is it?
I don't know.
You're trying to stockpile the rookie contracts to prolong the Jared Goff thing. And if they re-sign, it doesn't have to be for another 5-year deal. Look at the deal that Daniel Jones got. He's even younger than Jared Goff, got a 3-year deal. Geno Smith got a 3-year deal. Maybe Goff gets the same type of deal.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm just saying, baby. Detroit Lions trying to trade back from 18. This is the only way it really makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Here's the official report.
Official report, yeah. Albert Breer put it out there that the Lions have already made calls on trading down from pick 18. So, I don't want it to be that. I don't want that to be, but you're right. You're right. If they're going to stick with the guy, they're going to need to surround him with young talent. They're going to need to surround him with team-friendly deals. But we'll see. JB, we got somebody on the line?
Yep. Here, I will send you guys Chris.
Chris, what up, though?
What up, Dow?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
How you feeling, man?
I can't complain. Okay, so here's my question. Why? I don't know. The pick for a quarterback is still kind of tough for me because there's nothing really left after the top 2. So, what are we doing here?
Who's the top 2 in your book?
You already know.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud?
Stroud and Young. That's everybody's top 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what are we doing beyond that? And don't get me wrong, I don't think that Hendon Hooker or Anthony Richardson might be bust or anything like that. Will Levis, completely out on. But those two, I'm in on. But are they, somebody you want to take a chance on sitting for the next 2 years and then let go of Jared Goff? Or, how does that work?
It would be something like that. Obviously, this year it would have to be somebody falls in your lap or they're in love with an Anthony Richardson or a Will Levis, which I am not personally. But if a CJ Stroud falls in your lap, that's somebody that they've talked to. Obviously, they brought him in on a top 30 visit, and they'll let him sit behind Jared Goff for a year or two. But it's gonna.
And I just don't believe that Houston. and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just not believing that Houston is out on C.J. Stroud. I just don't believe it. They'll have to show me that. I just think that's a bunch of, smoke screen chatter before the draft, seeing if somebody want to come up and get the pick. I believe they may want out, but I don't believe that they're completely 100% out on C.J. Stroud. I just don't believe that. And then the other thing is this. I want to get everybody's opinion, from Chris to JB and to you two. My nephew just had enough nerve to say that he thinks Udonis Haslem is a Hall of Famer.
Oh my God.
Whoa. I don't think that was.
I've been laughing ever.
Of course he. No, I'm joking. No, what the hell is wrong with your nephew? How old's your nephew?
No, man.
19.
Yeah, he ain't even old enough to know what Udonis Haslem has always been. What Udonis Haslem is now. He's just chilling on the bench.
He might be like a Heat,
maybe a
Ring of Honor guy. Maybe they give him a
but that's about
jersey
it.
Retirement.
Participation.
Yeah,
trophy.
Yeah, no, not a Hall of Famer. Not a chance.
But for the last 6 or 7 years, he's just been riding the bench.
Yeah. Bro's a Hall of Fame finesser.
Just collecting the checks.
He's been making checks.
How is he 19 and knows who Udonis Haslem is?
He's been in the league his whole life.
Yeah, he don't know.
Yeah, but
he don't know any better.
When he goes back and he looks at old finals and stuff like that, and then Udonis's heyday, he was all right, but he still wasn't great then.
No,
he wasn't even like I told him. He's not Dennis Rodman.
You're telling me this man skipped past going through NBA history, skipped past Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, looked at Udonis Haslem. That guy.
Thank you.
That guy right there.
Thank
That's the one.
Man, appreciate you calling in, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you calling in, Chris.
Hey,
have a good one.
You too, brother. I had to cut that one short just because we got to get to our guy. Again, top 5 most accurate mock drafts in the past 2 to 3 years. Russell Brown will join us live, but not before Spain tells us about Custom Health.
I will, because Custom Health is there for you if you're feeling tired, depressed, or unmotivated, low sex drive, muscle loss, or belly fat. Testosterone optimization therapy is a safe and effective way to restore your vitality, confidence, and performance, and it reduces heart disease. Visit CustomHealthCenters.com. That's CustomHealthCenters.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy, Eazy, joined by my guy, Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s, and as promised, told you guys we had Russell Brown on. Actually, did you call him? Did he call us yet? Perfect. Also joining the show, NFL draft expert Russell Brown.
The man, the myth, the legend, the car puncher, the man himself.
What up, Russ?
Fellas, how are we?
We're good. How you feeling?
How are you?
It's draft week. I feel like I haven't slept. Got a pounding headache, but we're out here doing this thing. So I'm excited to talk real ball with the goats themselves, the heavyweights. I'm the junior heavyweight. We're live and in person. Let's do this thing.
Hell yeah. Getting down to the nitty-gritty couple days here. So we talked about it earlier. I don't know if you heard, but there were reports that Jalen Carter is off of the Detroit Lions draft board, and he has been for about a month. So are you buying into that? Could you see the Lions passing on Jalen Carter if he's sitting there for them at 6?
Yeah, I absolutely can see them passing on him. I would be pretty stunned at this point if they actually did end up taking him. Now, obviously, anything could happen, and if it came down to some type of vote or something like that, and you get 2 out of 3 votes or 3 out of 5 votes or whatever the case might be, if you get enough votes and it says, hey, we got to take this kid, then obviously I could see them taking him. But ultimately, I think at this stage in the game, I really think that he's off the board, and the players that they're targeting are Will Anderson, who's at the top of the board of probably every team out there. And ultimately, I think it's down to some type of corner of Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez, and then probably Peter Skoronski.
It's Peter Skoronski?
Look, man, it's it's an interesting one, but he's been discussed, and he's a player that fits kind of what they look for. Good football player, loves the tape, loves to grind, technically sound, gives it everything he's got. And when you look at what this regime's trying to build, I mean, Peter Skoronski could be a guard at the next level. They have a potential need at right guard, regardless of the additions that they have. And ultimately, when you look at it, he might be a 10 to 12-year pro. When you look at just the technique and the consistency, it's not sexy by any means at 6, but it's a pick, could make some sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if on Thursday we see a run on offensive tackles, and I had 4 offensive tackles ranked with first-round grades in the top 15 of my big board. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw 4 offensive tackles go in the top 15 and potentially 2 in the top 10.
Russ, is there any legitimacy to the Tyree Wilson hype? Because I look at the comparison some people are making to try to make a sense is like Trayvon Walker of last year. But Trayvon Walker had the combine to grow through. Like, this guy, Tyree Wilson, really owns the game tape. I don't think he's ran at the pro day or done anything at the combine to warrant any of this hype. I mean, we just looked at the FanDuel. He has the second best odds to go number 2 to the Texans, or just number 2 in general. Mm-hmm. Is there legitimacy to that, or is this is madness?
No, there's legitimacy there. I think a lot of people look at him and say, well, there's a really high ceiling with him, and there's a lot of potential with him, and that was kind of the same thing with Trayvon Walker. Now, I have a preference. I would take Will Anderson. I think he's been a heck of a lot more consistent over his college career than Tyree Wilson, but I can see why people are up in arms over Tyree Wilson and why they like him. I mean, he's a high-effort player. He leaves it all on the field. He's got that great motor. He's very versatile. He can play as a 4-eye technique. He can stand up off the edge, and you just look at his length. I mean, his wingspan is 7'2". He's got almost 36-inch arms, and at 6'6", 271, he fits so many different schemes, and he is scheme versatile, and so I think he fits a lot of different places. And I could see, D'Amico Ryans falling in love with that type of player. I could see the Houston Texans falling in love with that type of player, especially with some of the background of the front office coming from New England. New England was, famous for taking 6'5", 270, 280-pound defensive, lineman, defensive tackle type hybrids and playing them off the edge. And Tyree Wilson could kind of fit there. So he makes a lot of sense. The thing that's really holding him back is that coming off of a fractured foot, he hasn't been able to test, and that's the downside to him. So we'll kind of see. I don't think he'll go at 2. I think there's potential there at 3, potentially to Arizona. He makes sense for Seattle at 5, but ultimately I could see him being the pick at 8 to the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't hate that at all, and I don't know. Me and Eazy have been struggling with that kind of the overhype of the Tyree Wilson, because how I see it is he's a solid player. I think he'll be a solid pro for a long time if he measures out to what he's expected to be. But a guy like Will Anderson could be dynamic, could be your game changer. And we've seen a couple mock drafts now of him falling to the Lions. We've heard Terry Foster say he is their dream scenario. You yourself just said he's the top of their board too. No one's surprised as he's the top of somebody's board. Is it a real possibility that Will Anderson falls to the Lions at 6, or is that just a shot in the dark?
It's very possible. I mean, obviously, we would need a run on quarterbacks to happen, and we would need the Seattle Seahawks to ultimately take, a defensive tackle like Jalen Carter, and really, if it goes Houston with, Tyree Wilson or Will Levis, I could see Tyree Wilson to Arizona, or potentially, and Arizona's interesting. You got to keep tabs away from the consensus, right? With Arizona, you have to look at two specific players: Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle from Ohio State, and Devin Witherspoon, the corner from Illinois. They love both players quite a bit. It wouldn't surprise me if he ended up being potentially a pick there and surprise everybody on draft day, especially with how that regime, it looks like the way it's going to go. It looks like there could be a lot of surprises, twists, and turns with that regime over the next several years. But, yeah, when you play it all out, Indianapolis is going to take a quarterback, a surprise there at 2 and 3. Seattle taking potentially Jalen Carter. Will Anderson potentially falls right in the lap of our Detroit Lions, and I think it's possible. And if he's there at 6, he's the pick. I mean, I would be absolutely stunned if he wasn't the pick. And if I could bet on who the Lions would take, depending on what the odds are probably phenomenal. I would throw a couple bucks on Will Anderson just because I think crazy things are going to happen on Thursday.
Oh shit! Because I got to speak to a couple defensive coaches, and they had concerns of how he translates to the pros as an elite edge rusher, and then talked about the tape on him this past year, and a lot of it's him rushing inside and playing some defensive tackle, and they mentioned that he threw on a couple of pounds. He said that may have been a plus for him though, to show that he was a team guy in doing so. But are there concerns with Will Anderson at the NFL level? It kind of blows my mind because he had a step back in production overall, but still had 10 sacks last year. I don't know, that one just doesn't click to me. But when I hear it from people like that, I guess I kind of have to take it for what it is,
Yeah, no, I mean, you can definitely see some regression in play, just simply because he was a little bit more neutralized at times, and I think a lot of that is just teams would bring over a tight end, an H-back, they would combo him a little bit more, and that's going to happen. But when you go to the NFL level, and when you look at that team, sure, one of his teammates was DJ Dale. Sure, Dallas Turner is going to be a player on the opposite side of him that we're going to talk about probably this coming year. But at the end of the day, he was the best player on that team, and teams schemed for him. But if you put him in a place like Detroit, or even if you put him in a place like Houston, I mean, there's just going to be NFL talent around him across the board, and you're not going to be able to just simply focus on him, because if you do, you're going to open up so much on the opposite side. And with Will Anderson, I think he's being completely overlooked and completely overthought. And when you watch a player that can transition speed to power, he's got the lung to consistently create separation. He uses that long arm technique to drive the opposition into the pocket. I mean, the production speaks for itself. And when you look at just the number of total pressures he's had in his career, 174. I mean, that's ridiculous. So to sit here and try to speculate and say, hey, no, he's going to go to 6 or 7, he's going to fall on draft day, I think it's crazy. And I feel like the same thing kind of happened with Nick Bosa when he came out and he went to San Francisco. So ultimately, I think Anderson goes 2, and I think it's to Houston.
Oh, man. That hurts my heart. It really does. But
I know. I know.
We've heard a lot of different things going on. And Eazy talked about Tyree Wilson being the second best betting option for number 2. The best betting option for number 2 is Will Levis, and he's shooting up draft boards where it seems that C.J. Stroud is kind of falling down because of, I don't remember the test they did where he was the lowest scored quarterback of the draft, only 18% on the test. Is there a reason for C.J. Stroud to be falling down draft boards or even potentially falling out of the top 5, which is what some people say?
I feel like if he's there at 4 for the Indianapolis Colts, he's the layup. It's a run to the podium for them. They get a quarterback that can help them win right away. He's got players around him to help him succeed with Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy with Will Levis. And I posted a tweet today, and it kind of got some buzz and some traction on Will Levis flexing, and he's got the Chronicles 15-7 tattooed on his inner bicep there. And the font is similar to the font that the Houston Texans posted on a tweet of, failure is not an option, it's a necessity, and all this stuff. And the font's very similar to each other, and I just found that very interesting, and I'm trying to connect the dots and speculate that Will Levis could be the pick there at 2. And it got some traction, surprisingly. But It's one of those things where they could very well go that route. I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like they're kind of split. It sounds like, D'Amico Ryans wants a defensive player at 2. The rest of the front office really wants the quarterback because it's the biggest position of need, and it's obviously the ticket that you need to be a successful franchise. And I think they understand that. And I think with Will Levis, it's when you put on his 2021 tape, you can see the QB1 traits. You can see a player that, and I've often said this, when you watch him put it all together with his lower body, with his base and his footwork to his shoulders and the way he delivers the football, he looks like Matthew Stafford. And I only say that because, I mean, we as Detroit fans have watched Matthew Stafford more than anybody. And I look at it and I say, man, that guy can be somewhat like him in a poor man's way. But he's tough as nails, and teams love that. And I could see Houston doing it. But at the end of the day, I'm leaning towards defense. I think D'Amico is going to say, look, we got all these picks. We can try to get 12, get up to 7 or 8, and potentially get our quarterback that way, whether it's Anthony Richardson, Will Levis if he's there, or potentially C.J. Stroud.
Russ, I appreciate you taking the time to join us, man. Make sure you guys keep up the Russ on his Twitter. The handle will be on the TV screen when we get back. But real quick before I let you go, if you were Jameson Williams, you wanted to place a bet on the Detroit Lions draft pick, who would it be this Thursday?
I would love to see his betting history just to see what he was betting on. Was it all favorites parlayed together or what? But I think ultimately, I'm so torn. But if I had to bet, I would have to say Devin Witherspoon, just simply because of the way it's kind of transitioned over recent weeks. But like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if I saw Devin Witherspoon as the 3rd overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals. It really wouldn't. So I think if that happens, I think it could alter some boards for Detroit. And I think, that's where I think the conversation for Christian Gonzalez and Peter Skoronski comes in.
Don't you speak that Skoronski in existence, Russell will be really upset. I'm punching cards that happens, man.
Yeah, I could go over a trade down scenario as well, but I know we're up against it. So,
hey, do you want to stick out? You want to stick through the break? You gotta go get going.
I got a coffee in my hand. The floor is yours, fellas.
All right.
Draft week, baby.
Beautiful.
Tell us about Guardian Alarm. Let's get back to Russ.
I will, because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, 1 for you, 1 for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
I'm going to get to it. We got young Chris J.B. Smooth, and of course, NFL draft expert Russell Brown joined the show. Before we left, Russ, you were teasing us with a little bit of a trade down scenario for the Detroit Lions. Now, we heard some news come out today about pick 18, but are you referring to pick 6 with this trade down scenario?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple here, and I wrote an article for the Lions Wire a few weeks back about potential trade down candidates. One being, potentially Detroit trading down with the Philadelphia Eagles. I go over, some capital that would involve, potentially a 2023 third round pick, a 2024 third round pick. They would swap the 6th pick for the 10th pick. And simply that's because Jalen Carter's on the board and the Eagles might look to make that splash. Now, that's all fun and fine, whatever. But the one that really caught my eye as I researched this, and again, when I looked at this, I did look at 6 and 18. For 18, I put potentially the Lions trying to trade up, maybe from 18 to 14 with New England. Just simply because, as we know, New England's always a wild card. We always know that they could trade down, something like that. But at the same time, the one that when I really connect dots is the Tennessee Titans. And the reason why I say that is because if there is a quarterback that falls, Tennessee's done the homework on the quarterbacks. And the best part about it is the Titans general manager that was hired this year, Rand Carthen. He was in the Rams organization and he and Brad Holmes worked together from 2012 to 2016. Carthen was, director of player personnel from 2012 to 2016. Brad Holmes was the director of college scouting with the Rams from 2013 to 2020. Carthen goes to the 49ers. Obviously, Holmes comes here. But obviously, the two work hand in hand. So if there is a quarterback to fall, and the Titans are intrigued enough to move up to get one, I mean, they only have 6 picks, but I think there's some potential there, especially if, like I said, the board goes the way it does, where, Devin Witherspoon's gone at 3, Anderson's gone at 2, Jalen Carter's gone at 5. Do they settle with Tyree Wilson at 6? Very possible. Or if they want to, change the board around, they want to move back to 11, they could get some draft capital. So I think it's a very interesting dynamic of the draft, and I'm very curious if maybe those two, if they don't work together on day 1 of the draft, is it day 2 of the draft? I think when you connect the dots, there's a lot there between Brad Holmes and Rand Carthen.
And a lot of people have been high on Bijan Robinson to the Lions. You are very high on him as a prospect in this draft and where he ranks. Where could you see him falling in this first round? Because some people are saying Philly, some people say he might go top 10. Like, where do you see Bijan Robinson falling in that first round of the draft?
Well, I think he's going to end up going anywhere between, it wouldn't surprise me if I'm sounding crazy. I know I sound crazy, but when you look at what Brad Holmes was in when he was in LA, they took Todd Gurley in 2015 at 10. Could you see Bijan at 6? It's very possible. He doesn't dismiss the idea of taking a running back, especially one that talented. He justifies the reasons for Gurley. You can justify the reasons for Bijan Robinson. I think the days of DeAndre Swift are numbered in Detroit. I think personally they could be looking at doing an in-season trade like they did with T.J. Hawkinson if he can't stay healthy. And I personally don't think they want to pay him. He's due for a contract extension anyways. They're not going to want to pay him. He can't stay healthy. So I think it would make sense for Bijan at 6. Sounds crazy, but ultimately I think the teams that make the most sense, Atlanta at 8, Philadelphia at 10, and really Chicago at 9, just because of you pair him up with Justin Fields, the rushing attack there. The Bears haven't taken a first-round running back, especially one out of Texas, since 2005 with Cedric Benson, so we could potentially see something there. I think it's very interesting, and I think ultimately 6, 8, 9, 10 could be very much landing spots for Bijan.
Russ, I don't think you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy at all. I think listening to Brad Helms speak about the position last week, he almost got excited about it and almost like put up like a defense wall in case it were to happen, before the draft even took place. And I agree with you too. They took Todd Gurley, number 10, back in L.A. And Bijan, you say what you want about taking running backs the first round. When they do, they typically pan out. I'm talking about the Saquon Barkleys, the Christian McCaffreys, like they produce. And Jared Goff, the best version you've seen with them was with that number 10 overall pick running back and Todd Gurley. So I'm with you on that one. But real quick to the defensive side of the ball, is there anything else that's coming out about Jalen Carter that we don't know? Like the interesting comments that Dan Campbell made, like what is it that's got him falling down the draft board besides what's been public? Is there anything else coming out? I will answer this. I will just piggyback off of what you said as far as Bijan.
To add to that even further, we already know about Jamo, 6 games, things like that. Steve Sarkisian and the Texas coaching staff came out and said that Bijan was their best pass catcher out of all the wide receivers. They would align him in the slot. Over 2 seasons, he played 70 snaps between the slot and outside as a receiver. I think it's a fun dynamic when you look at, losing Jamo for 6 games. This might be an alternative for those 6 games. He comes back, DeAndre Swift gets shopped. It's crazy, but it's very possible, and I think when you think a little bit deeper into it, it makes a lot of sense. But with Jalen Carter to that point, really, the only reason why he fell down these boards to begin with was because of what happened back in January, and there were some off-the-field incidents before, back in September. He had a speeding ticket back like September 15th, if I remember correctly, and he was kind of given a freebie on that one. The guy gave him 3 tickets, no misdemeanor charges, no nothing like that, nothing on his license. He just had to appear on court. I believe he had to appear on court on Halloween, and he ended up doing all of that stuff, getting that taken care of, and then a few months later, he ended up getting in trouble, obviously a little bit more severe this time, and a lot more things were involved. But it's one of those things where the biggest question mark is obviously, how are you carrying yourself off the field, and really, do you love football? A lot of scouts are saying that they've heard that Georgia had to get him in shape. They had to really worry about him constantly, and that there was a lot of red flags. And there's people in that organization or within that program that are glad that he's moving on to the next level. They think he's a heck of a player, but there's a lot of speculation that glad that the red flag is gone. And there's a lot of red flags there. So, and that's my concern with them is if you can't stay in. I mean, you got football for 5-6 months out of the year. You got 5 or 6 other months to, live your daily life. Are you going to do what you're supposed to do? And I struggle with that when I look at Jalen Carter. And that's why if we took him at 6, cool, it makes sense. But at the same time, I don't think he's going to be there. And ultimately, I don't think we take him.
Damn. That hurts.
That was deep.
That would make sense if all of those things are true about him not being in shape or being forced to get in shape. That's not a Dan Campbell guy. It's not a Brad Holmes type guy that is solely invested in football. But before you got into that, you did mention the Jameson Williams missing 6 games because of his suspension this year. Does that change what the Lions are going to do receiver-wise in this draft? I mean, my thought process is I would draft a receiver every year. Like, just draft one of them every year. If he works out, bet. If he doesn't, you got a practice squad guy. Where do you see them going receiver in this draft? Because I feel like now with not only Jameson Williams gone for 6 games, but cutting Quintez Cephas, he's a depth piece, but it's still a piece. They need somebody to put in that receiver rotation. Where could you see them grabbing one this year?
I think they'll definitely draft one. I think if anything, it'll be later in the draft. I mean, I could certainly see day 3 of the drafts for sure. Maybe a player like Charlie Jones from Purdue, just simply because he was really productive this past year, really seems to love the game of football, and he's been around for a while. He played at Buffalo, he transferred to Iowa, ended up transferring to Purdue and kind of figuring it out there. But he's one of those players that consistently got better as a football player, and I think that's a guy that Dan Campbell would, respect and love and want to have a part of his organization. But really, the 3 players that I think that they could very well target, Cedric Tillman, wide receiver out of Tennessee. There's not a true X receiver in this draft, and had he not dealt with a high ankle sprain in 2022, Cedric Tillman would be a potential wide receiver 1 in this draft, and I think a first-round lock. Wow. But at 6'3", 213 pounds, he ran a 4.53 40. He checks off a lot of boxes, and when you look for an X receiver, teams look for him every single year. I think Detroit could very well be in that market. They've been connected to Tennessee from Darnell Wright to Hendon Hooker. I think Cedric Tillman makes a lot of sense at pick 48 or 55. So I think he makes a lot of sense. Now, if they don't go that route, I think Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss is a name worth keeping tabs on. Kind of has that DK Metcalf body type, 6'2", 220 pounds, comes from Ole Miss, had a 4.46 40, had a 39.5-inch vertical jump, but he's a player that's very versatile. He's a guy that had over 256 snaps in the slot, 456 snaps out wide. He had 130 snaps in line. He's a guy that moves around. And when you think about Ben Johnson, versatile chess piece, he'd be fun. And then just lastly, for the hometown crowd, Spartan Dogs out there, Jaden Reed, How can you not love him? They've met with him. They brought him in for a visit. I think potentially in round 3, he could make a lot of sense. He's got great tracking ability, 147 receptions during his Spartan career. I thought he was somebody that crushed the Senior Bowl. I think at 81, potentially, Jaden Reed, if he's there, the 81st pick of the draft, I think it'd be a great pick.
Hell yeah.
Russ, man, I appreciate you joining in. Make sure you guys follow Russ at Russ NFL Draft. And then before Spain tells us about Big Boy, real quick, speed around your top 5 off your big board.
The top 5 players?
Yeah.
Or just the top 5 picks of the draft?
Do both. Why not?
All right, top 5 players. At 1, Will Anderson, edge out of Alabama. 2, Bijan Robinson, running back out of Texas. 3, Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. 4, Jalen Carter, interior defensive lineman out of Georgia. And 5, Miles Murphy, edge out of Clemson. And I will say, you can check out my big board and my entire draft guide for absolutely free over at fantasypros.com. It's free to download. Page 2 of the draft guide, there's some stuff in there about charity, giving back to the Wounded Warriors Project, Ronald McDonald House Charities, giving back to the people that need it most. So if you want to Venmo me or PayPal me beer money, I appreciate it, but please send that money there. But yeah, ultimately, top 5 of the draft, I'm going to say Will Anderson goes 2. Bryce Young's obviously going 1 to Carolina. Will Anderson at 2. Arizona, we're going to go 3. Let's spice it up a little bit. Let's say Devin Witherspoon, corner out of Illinois. 4, C.J. Stroud to Indianapolis. 5, Jalen Carter to Seattle.
Damn, Russ. Cutting deep. Hey, appreciate it as always, brother. And if you guys haven't already, follow Russ at Russ NFL Draft. Speed, tell us about Big Boy.
Appreciate you, Russ. You're the man.
See you guys.
Let me tell you guys about Big Boy, because Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. Try the classic breakfast items like some strawberry hotcakes or mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with their refreshing summer splash salad. And don't forget to grab dessert, including their berry delicious classic strawberry pie, deep-fried vanilla Oreos, or strawberry hot fudge cake, and more. It's Strawberry Fest. It's back at Big Boy.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
By now you know me, Christina Schnari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Chili Pepper Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals, where they beat all competitors by
$5.
By $5, and you can use that $5 to pick up some of their fan favorites: Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, Swedish Beauty Lotions. All great options for you. ChiliPepperTanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Y'all know where to go. It's ChiliPepperTanning.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Wood Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy Joe, my guy Spinmo Rex. We got your Chris in the TV booth, JB Smooth, the 1s to 2s. Feeling a little, I don't know.
That just ripped my soul.
Yeah, I felt a little woozy after that one.
He said Will Anderson, Devon Witherspoon, Jalen Carter, C.J. Stroud, all gone in the top 5.
I feel like a Javonte Davis fucking liver shot.
Yeah, that sounds awful, man.
So, yeah, you said what? Anderson gone.
Anderson gone.
Witherspoon gone.
Witherspoon gone.
Stroud gone.
Stroud gone.
Carter gone.
Carter gone.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
That'd be not ideal.
AR.
Pew, pew.
JR.
I'm ready.
You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why I can't pass at 6. We got to draft Richardson. All right, sorry.
Started at the park.
I don't hate it, Chris. I don't hate it. You don't hate it. You may not like it. You don't hate it.
I'd rather trade down.
To grab what, though?
Christian Gonzalez.
That's fair. JB Smooth, we have a call on the line?
Suicidal. No,
Whoa. We didn't say that part for a reason.
Geez.
Can't use that word.
Yeah, we got a caller on the phone here. I'm salty.
I'm salty. Wants to dog walk the Bijan at 6 talk. And I don't know about 6, but just Bijan in general. What up, though, Salty?
What up, fellas?
How you
up,
feeling, man?
Hey, I just want to, start off by saying y'all know this whole month has been nothing but smoke screens, right?
Yeah.
We can't listen to anything nobody's projecting because, we all got opinions, and that's all they are. The GMs are the ones that make the picks.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this. Your contract matters, right? So what they're going to pay you when it comes time to pay you, it matters where they take you in the draft. So you're looking at top 10. Same thing with what we just seen with our cornerback we had to trade away, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was making too much money for being the average player he was. So I don't see us risking taking a corner, taking a running back, taking a position that the average in the NFL of the good players are at that price. We're not going to take a chance on a rookie at that price, right? So, in my opinion, and obviously this is opinion, not factual, nothing behind it, but we built our whole team right now is in the trenches, right? First round pick, we're talking Ragnow, we're talking Taylor Decker, we're talking Sewell, talking Hutchinson. These are trench players, man. These are players you pay $10 million a year to, plus. So, it's all flashy. We want, the next Barry in Detroit. And the other side of that to me is and since everyone loves highlight films and loves to go watch highlight tape, Bijan's highlight tape didn't even impress me, okay? He's running against North Texas and Texas Tech. Oh, my God, the great defenders over there in Texas Tech are going to the draft. Bijan did not impress me. He has no breakaway speed. There's a linebacker at North Texas that chased him down from behind, and you want to draft this kid and put him in the NFL? Come on now. Not at 6. Maybe second round, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, why not the speed?
I'm not there at 6 with Bijan either. I'm with you on that. I wouldn't mind Bijan, but not at 6.
I think that for the Bijan situation, I appreciate you calling in too, Salty. Wait, actually, real quick, Salty, you said you don't want to take Bijan because of what tape again? One more time. I apologize.
He said his highlight film.
Well, I'm just saying his highlight tape didn't. It was not against any good defenders. He didn't play anybody, right? To me, in my personal opinion, I think, and I hate Michigan. You guys know I'm a Buckeye fan through and through. But personally, I think those two running backs in Michigan are better. Both of them are better than Bijan. So why am I taking this guy at 6 when? Yeah, no, I'm not wilding, man. They're both better than Bijan, man. The kid from Illinois is, I think, exactly right there with Bijan. Not great, decent, shuttle time, decent in the hole, but, no speed, no breakaway speed. We're looking for game changers, boys. We're not looking for an average hurdle back running back to come in and get you 3 yards. We just had it, man. We let him go. We let him walk to New Orleans.
I appreciate you calling in,
in my opinion.
Yeah, appreciate you calling in, Salty.
Love y'all show. Keep it up.
Love you too, Salty. Appreciate you, man. I remember you went back when we were in Studio B. I don't agree to the Michigan guys being better than
dude, Donovan Edwards might be.
Donovan Edwards could be the one that you can have a conversation about for sure.
I don't think Blake Corum will be better
nowhere near
in the
Bijan
NFL. But Blake Corum he was going to be in New York if he didn't get injured. So he had a better year than Bijan last year.
No, Blake Corum's not better than Bijan Robinson.
He was in college last year.
On any scale. I mean, for sure, in college football, sure. Was he on a better team? I think you say that as well.
Yes.
Bijan Robinson's a better running back than Blake Corum is at the professional level. I'm not even I would bet my house on that.
I would agree with that.
And to the point of like the speed situation, like let's be real, how often do you get these guys running 40-yard straight dashes? Like that's the combine, that thing is totally meant for like a gunner in punt return. Like that was the invention of the 40-yard dash. That's what that was for. The elusiveness, the vision that Bijan has, the hands. We had this conversation last week that I said Bijan's a better catcher out of the backfield than Todd Gurley. You, Flannel, Sam disagreed. We said Russell Brown on, who kind of said this guy could play slot receiver if he wanted to. That's how I look at Bijan Robinson, and I think you look at too some of the running backs in the league right now. They're not the flashiest 40-speed guys. You know what I'm saying? That not all of them are. Matter of fact, David Montgomery that we have on our team right now, I think he had like a. Actually, can you look up his 40 time, JB? I want to say it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, David Montgomery isn't the fastest guy either, though. But like you said, his elusiveness, his ability to break tackles is what makes him great.
Yeah, and that's what I think you're looking at with Bijan Robinson. I get people don't like the idea of making that investment at 6. I'm down to make any investment at any pick. I think it's more about how much money you're pulling into that position in the room versus like just one guy.
Yeah.
And by the way, if we take Bijan at 6, his salary is like $7 million. I want to say it's like a $30 million hit overall on the rookie like wage scale thing. It's not that bad.
And Clyde Kimball
4.63.
4.63 for David Montgomery.
Yep.
Yeah. See, and then I'm saying like running back speed ain't like always.
Clyde Kimball, Donovan Edwards is better than Blake Corum.
Yeah.
As a prospect, and next year he's going to show that he is better.
And I like listen. This is coming from like I hung out with Blake Corum, me, Joey. I think Noah was with us too when we did that. We played a game of Pig.
Oh yeah, he's a very cool guy,
dude. He's a great human being.
Yeah, great human being.
Phenomenal human being. Donovan Edwards is a different breed.
Donovan Edwards is a dog.
He's that different. Like if you could, there's an argument to be had there, I guess, with Bijan and Donovan Edwards. Like I see Donovan Edwards being better than Bijan, but no, I think Bijan. Again, it's against the grain, but he is that caliber of prospect. I know a lot of like I don't want to call anyone casuals or anything like that, but
Russ had him as his number 2 prospect in the draft.
There's a lot of people. Yeah. My guy Connor Rodgers has him in his top 10 as a prospect too. He did have one interesting name in there that I think we're talking about, like being gut wrenched at 6. We're gonna say anything else about the running backs or no?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I don't want to cut you off here to say something like that, but being gut wrenched at 6 with every one of those guys going beforehand, Myles Murphy.
He had Myles Murphy up. Myles Murphy's fallen hard in this draft though.
But he's like those like mock drafts. Like there's always gonna be like that one guy that gets picked in the top 10. You're like, what?
Yeah, I
like,
think
what the fuck?
The kind of guy that's like, well, why is he getting picked top 10 would be either Myles Murphy or Nolan Smith.
Yeah. Yep. And Nolan Smith, I feel like would be less than surprised than Myles Murphy. But for the Detroit Lions, I feel like I'm more at peace with Myles Murphy just because of the versatility there. And we had his defensive line coach on, ahead of him getting drafted. Well, he's not drafted yet, but same coach as James Houston said he could play inside, outside. He can teach him more moves too. Like it's a big boy.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, did he run like a 4.6 or something like that too? At his pro day, something crazy. It's a big fucking dude to be running that.
Now 40 time matters.
Well, no, but I'm just saying
for edge rushers, but it doesn't matter for running backs.
Well, no. When it comes to big guys, you bring it up to like talk about their athleticism. Like, big guys moving, like that's pretty fucking athletic.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about 40 times for anybody other than receivers and running backs, honestly. But I just hope that Russ scenario doesn't happen. That'd be a nightmare scenario.
Would be a nightmare scenario. It really would.
Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, C.J. Stroud,
only because
and Devon Witherspoon all gone before 6.
Only because we've adorned these names.
That means Tyree Wilson is happening. Shut the fuck up. That's what it means. The Lions are at that point. The Lions are either drafting Tyree Wilson or Skoronski at 6. If that's what happens, and either way, you're gonna cry yourself to sleep.
No Christian Gonzalez in there.
Not at 6. No.
I would have hurt myself if Peter Skoronski was a pick at 6.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I would. I'm talking to you guys as friends. All right, I would need you to console me. I would need you to be there for me if Peter Skoronski was a pick at 6.
Yeah.
I love Brad Holmes. I've said I have faith in Brad Holmes many, many times.
Yeah.
If Peter Skoronski was a pick at 6, I'd be pretty fucking out of shape.
And luckily, we have a place where you can go if that happens, and that is SMA or the Sports Marketing Agency, because SMA provides help for people dealing with substance abuse and mental health issues. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, make sure you head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work, and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
So welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Mo Rex.
What
we
up,
got
though?
young Chris in the T-booth. JB Smooth on the 1s and 2s.
D-Man called me Spenmo Rex today.
Huh?
D-Man called me Spenmo Rex.
Did he?
Yeah, like,
that's dope.
Like car Rex.
Oh.
Yeah.
As a bar.
I thought it was Rex as
a bar
like
in his
a
bar.
dinosaur.
No.
Nice. I respect it.
Kind of hurt.
I want to just a couple comments on Woodward Sports Chat. One that I seen earlier and went to my guy Salty. Shout out to Salty for calling in. In regards to like my, being upset about Skansky.
Mm-hmm.
God had mentioned like, hey, would you rather have CMC or Penei Sewell? That's not the scenario. We have Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
If I could put a Bijan Robinson behind a Penei Sewell, I'm all for it. Two, you mentioned I wasn't upset when they took Penei Sewell at 7. Skansky,
tackle.
Yeah, tackle wasn't needed at that point.
I mean, guard's kind of a need, but
kind of. Again, you're looking at a team that boasted the least amount of sacks throughout the entire year, with that guard position being a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, too, again, addressing guard. Rarely ever do those guards get taken within the top 10 in terms of like value. And I'm not a big value guy. If you're like a guy, take him. You know what I'm saying? Brad Holmes like Skansky, sure he's going to take him. Now, there's other conversation we had. Okay, Skansky eventually becomes a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
With the fucking dinosaur arms.
Yeah, he doesn't, yeah.
Like, that's the reason why he's being talked about as a guard, because of the fucking dinosaur arms. Skansky isn't the same value of prospect as a Penei Sewell. He's not the same value of prospect in my mind. He's just not. I would rather take Paris Johnson and try, or somebody else, Darnell Wright, and maybe try to fit them into a guard mold up until Taylor Decker's ready to leave.
Yeah.
Someone who like I have confidence in playing the actual tackle position. Can I be wrong? Sure, I'm cool with it. Fucking everybody's wrong. Skip Bayless said fucking Johnny Manziel being like the best quarterback next thing up.
Yeah.
Like I have no issue with that, but no, that's how I view it, and that's why I'm a little bit more upset with it. Again, this is a top 5 offensive line in the league. Guard is not a position of need. I don't care what anyone. This is not. You have a top 5 unit. It's not.
It is.
How? If you have a top 5 unit, how is that a position of need?
Because you won't have one after. You don't have one in contract after next year.
Do you have a draft next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a position of need.
It's not a position of need.
It's not their highest position of need, but
especially when you look at where guards go in drafts like routinely, it's later on. That's why
I'm not saying do it at 6. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But saying it's not a position of need is not true.
Well, it's not. I don't think it is. Again, I have a top 5 unit. I don't need to address it in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, at 6, that's where you're like, okay, yeah, it's a little bit too much for me.
Yes.
I don't need to address it in the first round at all, period. Especially when you look at the guys who filled the role previously and been over this too, as Jones Jackson, 3rd round pick, Evan Brown, undrafted. That's the type of value you can find at the guard position all throughout the draft. And I know you can say almost about every position outside of maybe quarterback, and maybe that's just it. But like, and elite top tier like left tackles with guard, that's been routinely the case, and that's why they don't go top 10.
Yeah.
This is how I feel in the matter.
No, yeah, I don't want one top 10 either. But
would you rather Skansky or Bijan?
At 6? Neither. No. I choose no. I void my pick.
Come on, you got, because it's Bijan,
No, I trade back.
For that arm league 2 on the update of it, that's 32 inches.
Nice.
Matching Aiden Hutchinson, so maybe you got something there.
Yeah.
That's a totally different position.
Nice.
Trying to give you guys something.
32-inch pythons.
I'm looking up on average how long are offensive
tackles' arms. They have to be longer. I mean, yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sold at Skansky at 6. I'm not sold on a guard at 6. But I think saying it's not a position of need is a little reach, because it is. It's not dire need. It's not interior defensive lineman, but it's up there. It's top 3.
Yeah. No.
What are the top 3 positions of need for the Lions right now?
Top 3 positions of need for the Detroit Lions right now?
Yeah.
I would say defensive tackle number 1,
Mm-hmm.
linebacker number 2, and then honestly, because of the 1-year deals, I'd go defensive back.
But the 1-year deals on the offensive line doesn't concern you.
No.
Why?
Because 1-year deal. So again, look at the unit last year, top 5 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Was that not a revolving door at the position?
At one of the spots.
Yes.
But not both guard spots.
We have both. We're fine. Jonah Jackson, we're good.
Jonah Jackson's deal is about to end.
He's coming back.
Okay.
And don't forget, you have Big V too.
For another
and you have,
year and a half.
And you have Glasgow as well.
For 1 year. Again, these are 1-year deals they're on the books
No,
for.
Glasgow's a couple years.
No, Glasgow was a 1-year deal.
Are we sure about
Yes,
that? Can we get some
100%
details on
positive.
those, JB? Just for all of them, actually, if you don't mind. No. Again, these are positions. The guard position specifically has been one, but we literally was like, fuck it. We need somebody this week.
Graham Glasgow,
Let's just
1-year
throw him in there.
contract with the Lions.
Details. Anyway.
What details? What 1 year, $4.5 million.
All right, now look up. Let JB do it so you could be in the conversation. Because we got JB on anyway. He's still going away. Look at him. He's not gonna listen to a word I'm saying.
Say something.
I'm saying
100%.
JB's got us.
All right, you got Glasgow. Who's the other one?
Jonah Jackson's deal expires after this year. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2024.
And then who was the other one?
Big V.
Big V. Again, here's the difference though. You're not just taking anybody off the cornerback market and just throwing them in there, and you're producing to a top 5 level.
Yeah.
But the offensive line, we've literally seen that happen last year. That's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you want to bump it to like 4 or top 5, sure. But like again, it's just not nothing I need to address as early as a first-round pick.
1 year, $3 million.
For Big V.
So they're all gone.
So yeah, all 3 of them are.
I think Evan Brown's coming back
off
though.
this team after next year.
I think
Evan
it's
Brown's
Glasgow.
not on this team this year.
Not Evan Brown. I apologize.
Jonah Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they re-signed Jonah Jackson, but
It's just, I mean, like, I don't know. And pertaining to like the way they produce with just a random guy being in there, still to elite level versus like in the secondary, you can't say the same.
well, they signed 3 of them this year in the secondary,
1-year deals.
and we think they're going to be really good.
Well, I mean, those aren't just any guys off the street. I'm talking about the guard position. We literally put any guy off the street in there, and they're still performing to the top 5 like line. You know,
In one spot, though. Like I'm saying, that is one spot. I don't think it'll be just as easy to replace both guard spots. And you have a guy in Taylor Decker who is nearing retirement age. So I think it'd be easier if you could sit here and be like, yeah, Jonah Jackson is 1,000% re-signing with Detroit. I'd be like, all right, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But as of right now, next year you have no starting guards on your roster, and who knows what's going on with Taylor Decker.
Yeah, I mean, I think George Jackson's coming back. Obviously, that I can't say that for certain, but I'm good. Again, as an early investment, don't need to be made. I can make that investment in the 3rd round. We have 5 picks within the first 55. Like any of those back ends could be guards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of guys that try to be tackles right now, it seems in this draft class, are going to end up being guards anyway. At least until whatever guard in the spot moves on.
Yeah.
And then you have the free agency, and however many else, man. Evan Brown, again, undrafted. I just don't need to do it the first 2 rounds. That's all I'm saying. Like, you want to put it up there as a need, I have no problem with that. But as a dire need, where I would take that position at 6 or even like in the first round at all, like it just wouldn't make sense to me in my mind, at least. At 18, am I obviously like a little bit more comfortable with it? Yeah. As if it's a guy like a Torrance or something like that, probably would feel better if it was maybe who's the other guy? Anton something.
Yeah.
Broderick, Paris Johnson. I like all those guys better than Skansky, in my opinion. I could be dead ass wrong at the end of the day, but I'm willing to.
Why do you hate him so much?
Skansky? What was that?
I don't know.
Somebody fart?
Fucking train whistle or something.
Yeah.
That was random. Would I hate Skansky so much?
Do you hate him as a player, or just the idea of him as not like hate, dislike him as a player, or just the idea of him at 6? Or both?
I don't hate. Yeah, both.
You don't like him as a player?
No. I mean, I think he's gonna be a guard at the NFL level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm just not taking a guard in the top 10. I mean, look at throughout the history.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for that.
Yeah, it's only been done like 3 or 4 times in the last like 50 years. And to be honest with you, like some of those guys aren't being regarded as like the best. I mean, one of them is. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Yeah, is that the Texans, right?
Yeah. No, he's on Colts.
Yeah.
Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin, I think was a
Zach Martin was a high pick too.
high pick.
But
Those are
typically,
probably the 2 best guards in the NFL.
Yeah, typically those 2 spots. I mean, I couldn't name you fucking 10 guards. So sure, I'll say yeah.
Quentin Nelson is the best.
Quentin Nelson is for sure. I mean, that's what it is ultimately. Like if I can't position you to a tackle spot, if you're multifaceted in that way, and I could have trust that he's going to replace Taylor Decker, sure. I don't. I think if you guys want to talk about, everyone gets to throw in their hat, like, Jeff Okudah filled that as a cornerback in the top 10 pick. Well, can I throw Riley Reif at you? With his short-ass arms?
Chief Reif.
And him not fucking panning out to be like a first-round value in the NFL?
Though.
Still in the league and still starting.
Still getting checks.
But, like, was he worth the top? I don't think he even went top 10. But,
Laken Tomlinson.
In a redraft, is he going there? Even Laken Tomlinson, that was in the back half of the draft.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. We had Larry Warford once upon a time, 3rd-round pick. Ended up being really good.
Mm-hmm.
What round?
Larry Hoover.
3rd round. Like, that's where you can grab these guys.
Big Meech. Larry Hoover.
Oh, shit. We gonna see.
Whipping work. Hallelujah. Yeah, I don't think they go guard at 6. That would be a lot.
You wouldn't be upset if they took Scrancy at 6?
No, I wouldn't like it. Like, I'm going to let Brad Holmes cook, but I wouldn't be excited if they took Skronsky at 6, no.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the situation that Russ laid out to us and they couldn't trade back for anybody, I would accept it more because everybody else is gone already. But in that situation, who do you take? You're taking Bijan or Tyree Wilson?
Bijan.
You take Bijan at 6.
I mean, probably Tyree, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't fucking.
Easy. You're betraying the 12%.
That's true. Will Levis and Anthony Richardson both still on the board.
That's a conversation I'm willing to have. I think we should have when we come back. I mean, we got 2 minutes. We got briefly here too, but AR-15. I do have concerns.
Yeah, you can't hit open receivers. Those are your concerns.
It's not open receivers.
I mean, he doesn't complete a lot of his passes are the concerns. I'm good. Like at 6, you guys know who I want. I've already said it multiple times, but
he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. I'd probably take Tyree Wilson.
Over AR-15?
In Russ's situation, yeah, I'd take Tyree Wilson.
I'm pulling the trigger on AR-15. Fuck it. I'm here for it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
If that's your motto going into a number 6 overall pick, that might not be great.
I feel like that's what it is if you're taking Skaransky. But no, I'm taking the quarterback.
I'm taking Skaransky.
I'm taking the quarterback. It's for every reason it's already been drawn out for you guys millions and millions and millions of other times. And again, even if he's not like doesn't develop into like a dynamic passer, he becomes like that Cam Newton-esque player where it's like, was he like the most elite accurate passer? No, but it was really like those big time plays.
Deep shots.
Yeah, he had them all day. And sometimes you want to live with that. And I think AR will offer you that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm willing to take phone calls on it. I'm willing to take phone calls. People want to tell me they want to take Skaransky at 6. I think I hate it. I fucking hate
behavior.
It. It is. I don't want to call anyone crackheads because you upset last time, but I fucking hate that.
They did get upset.
Detroit Lions continue this rebuild, and it's been pretty quickly now because now they're 4th favorites to go to the Super Bowl. That's because Brad Holmes and Alta.
Uptime
matters. Alta Equipment's going to need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up. Alta Rent's got you covered. Make sure you guys give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment where
uptime
matters.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit customhealthcenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my guy Spin More Rex.
Hello.
Young Chris, JB Smooth. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. I just put the phone number back in the Woodward Sports chat. If you guys like to call in, whether it's Skaransky, Bijan, anything going off about number 6, or even training back from 18, we were talking a little bit about earlier, feel free to call in. But before we get to that one, Sam Flannel Sam.
Yeah.
What was going off today?
Yeah, he was.
I wish there was real evidence of this. What happened? Can you do in his voice?
No, but he was talking. We were obviously talking about Jameson Williams and different things, and Neil is, over everybody talking shit about him. Yeah, he made a mistake, but it's his 6 games. He'll be back. That's what it is. Flannel Sam said he is on bust watch. He needs to come back from those games and produce, or he will be considered a bust, because he's given you absolutely nothing through a season and a third in his career now. Those are Flannel Sam's words, not mine. So he said if he doesn't come back and produce after his suspension, he is on bust watch. You agree with him?
There's a difference between do I think he's going to be a bust, and if he's on bust watch, he is on bust watch.
I don't think he is.
I'd have to agree, unfortunately. Like to be taken as high as he did, and granted, not his fault because of the injury, and Brad Holmes one decided to make that investment as high as he did last year. That was number 12.
Yes.
And then have little production last year. And
9 targets.
To go into your following year and off rip start with 6 games missing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we like it or not, that is bust watch, because we need him when he comes back to avoid that talk, to avoid that same nasty toxicity that Jeff Gouda had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have the ball.
He will.
I'm not saying that he can't, but he's gonna have to. There's no room for a slip up after this. And again, I agree with you and anybody else that thinks the reason he was suspended was kind of fucking stupid.
It was horseshit. I mean,
it was a rule that
shit ever.
Ian Rappaport said himself that he was not that familiar with, and I don't know whether it was a memo that was sent out, an email, or how the NFL usually has those, I don't know what the hell you want to call them, where the people come and talk to you. I don't fucking know. TED Talks? And that's not what it's called, but
seminars.
Roger
Are you
talk.
talking about the seminars?
Yeah, there you go. Seminar or something like that. He, whether we like it or not, he's on bus watch, man. People are going to be on his ass. They've been on his ass.
I don't think so. Well, you could say whatever you want to loosely define as bust watch. It's not going to happen. He's going to come back and he's going to tear up the NFL, and I'm 1,000% confident in that. You give that man 9 targets a game, he is going to go off. He got 9 targets all of last year in the games he played.
Yeah.
So you give him what a good receiver should be getting target-wise, and you get the ball in his hands, he's going to make plays. Receiver is the only position in any professional sport that is directly impacted by the success of another position and directly impacted by the output of another position.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's only getting 1 target per game, the fuck do you want the guy to do? When he gets back in this league, he is going to put up numbers. I guarantee it. Take that to the bank. Take that for data.
Would you bet on that one?
Yeah. I'd bet on it for sure.
Yeah.
I'd bet on him having over, how many games he could play? 10?
Mm-hmm.
Over 500 yards
11.
receiving and 5 touchdowns next year.
One more time.
Over 500 yards receiving.
Oh, yeah.
And 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns?
Yes.
5?
5, at least.
$5.
$5. At least 5 touchdowns. You bring him into this offense and give him the amount of targets a good receiver should be getting on a game-to-game basis, and he's going to put up fucking numbers. He's saw it when the ball is in his hand and he's on the field. In the NFL level, he was electric. He got the ball in his hands twice. And what did he do with it? Fucking took off. He got the ball in his hands one more time. Would have been a touchdown. Called back on a penalty. Had another receiver burnt by 3 yards. Had to wait for the ball to get underthrown to him. And he got broken up. You put the ball in that guy's hands, he's going to fucking make plays. That is already proven. You can say that he didn't get enough That's not his fucking fault. He only got 9 targets last year. Like, that's what I'm sick of hearing. He's not doing enough. He got 9 fucking targets. What do you want him to do?
Well, he also has to play himself onto the field, too, like knowing the offense and stuff like that. But
he was on the field, and they're calling run plays. He's on the field. He's a playmaker. You drafted him 12 overall. He's an electric factory. When he fucking touches the ball, give him the goddamn football and let him go. Yeah. I don't care if he doesn't. A receiver will know a play if you say, hey, Jamison Williams, we're throwing a fucking bubble screen for you. Hey, Jamison Williams, run a go route. I'm going to throw it as far as I can. You do that at least 4 times a game. Like,
yeah, I think Ben Johnson's offense is a little bit more complex than that, but I'm with you. I think he'll produce. But if conversations being had now, like, I can't tell someone he's not based off, like, up until this point. But I agree with you that
I can.
Every time
he's touched the ball, it's been crazy.
What's the loose definition of bust alert, though, or bust talk, whatever expression?
Bust talk is if he's not performing to the level he was drafted at.
Okay.
And he will if you give him the ball.
Okay,
if he's not getting the ball, that's not his fault. Him not getting the ball doesn't make him a fucking bust. Him seeing 9 targets in 7 games doesn't make him a bust.
But even based off your, like you said, loose definition of it, he hasn't fulfilled that from what he was picked at.
And it's not on him. That's not on him.
But still, but by that loose definition, he hasn't
fulfilled that. So that's a
fulfilled
failure of the coaching staff if it goes that way.
Failure of the coaching staff, Spin.
Yes, it is. If you don't get the fucking guy the ball who every time he's touched it was in the fucking end zone, yeah, that's a failure on the coaching staff.
You're tripping right now. You're wild right now.
So if Jamison Williams goes next year with 1 target in every game he's played, that's his fault.
That has to play out first.
And that's what I'm saying. And you're saying if it does, he's on bust watch. And I'm saying if it does, it's a failure of the coaching staff that he's only getting 1 target.
I think that's like an extreme example of either or. Like,
it's what happened in his games that he played last year.
What happened in the games he played last year is he doesn't know the offense like the other guys did. In clutch situations, there was times he did get the ball and he had 2 drops in the limited action that he had. Like we got to be real about that too. I think he's explosive just as you do. But he has to play himself onto the field. He has to be able to get himself in those situations. We had a whole segment last season about how intricate this offense, the scheme is with Ben Johnson and how brilliant it is. Like, it's more than just, hey, go out there and run this. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
When you have a guy of that caliber, it shouldn't be you're holding him back because he doesn't know his 7 route from his 8 route. When you have a guy of that electricity and that playmaking ability, you force the ball into his hands. You coach the ball into his hands. You do things to put the ball in his hands because that helps you win football games when he's running down the field by himself.
I think it's a bit more than that, especially again, considering Ben Johnson in the offense. Like, it's not that simple.
It is. You get the ball to Jamison Williams and he does good things. It is literally that simple.
Again, 2 drops, limited action. Not that simple.
In 9 targets.
What were you gonna say though, Chris?
I was gonna say I'm not putting him on bus watch. I'm putting him on bus down. It's just a matter of his time and when it's time for him to show. Because this guy,
say that bar so bad.
I did. I thought of that and I was like, oh, that was a good one. That was a good one, Chris. I sat back with that one. But no, Eazy. To be fair, like, I know it's different circumstances, but it's sort of similar to the Okudah thing. And you were riding home on Okudah. Give this guy time. Give this guy time. And I feel like when you look at the Jamo situation, yeah, there's different reasons, but in the first 2 years, this guy's not going to get a lot of time. So I think you really need to step back and give him an extra year before you can really make conclusions on him. And I also agree with everything Spencer said, but I kind of relate it to the Okudah thing of the guy just he's been robbed of a lot of his early time in his rookie contract, and people are ready to flip the narrative too fast. I think it's unfair. I think it's wrong, and I don't think he's shown us anything to be worried about when he is available.
And that's fair, but based off the loose definition that we both kind of agreed on, I feel like the similar stances.
Yeah.
There's something to be said. Like, people that are saying that shit, they have arguments. They have an argument for that. I think Jamison Williams is explosive. I think Jamison Williams is a dog when he gets the ball, but he's got to play himself out of the talk. It is what it is. Like, it's not. I'm not saying he's going to be big boss.
And he will. I guarantee he will.
Yeah,
given the opportunity.
That's the part of it that camp is like missing on, is like, how do you forget the fucking moments he had the football and did like amazing things with it, or opportunities where, like, unfortunately enough, him and Goff, whether you want to say Goff didn't have the arm for it or they just weren't on sync to make it happen, there were those situations a couple times last year.
Yeah.
But you still have the one he got called back in Green Bay. There was a tutty. You had the one that was the scamper, the run. He had up along
If
against
you would have
Chicago
cut
Bears.
if you would have cut the inside instead of the outside,
It was like 40-yard run right there.
would have been a touchdown.
You had obviously his first catch in the NFL career was a touchdown. Like, you have those parts along with it. I think that's what the other camp needs to realize. Like, when he does hit the field and he is ready to play, it's very, very promising still.
Yeah.
The bus alert is just all emotion, but that's not all emotion. 'Cause again, there's, based off the loose definition, there is that, but it's not. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Can he at least just play like a full season first before you sit here and call him a bust?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he didn't get a ton of opportunity out there. That was on the Lions side as well too, trying to keep him healthy and safe from on the field physical activities as well too. So they're just trying to help him a little bit more. So it's on the Lions' fault as well too. You can't necessarily call him a bust if you haven't seen him out there for a full season.
Yeah. I'm not calling him a bust.
Just based off the loose definition, there's an argument to be had. I think he's gonna be a fucking dog.
I think the argument to be had is not going to be had, because as soon as he gets back in the NFL, he is going to be fucking lighting shit up.
Let them have their arguments. Let them look stupid. But where they come from is like the 2K shit, where you get a grade at the end of the game. It's like you fuck up and your grades go down. And you end up in like a C-. That's where he's at. He's got to fucking score the extra 12 points to get back to A. Yeah. Me and my 2K analogies. I don't fucking know.
Marvin Bagley, crazy chemistry.
Crazy.
But let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. You can get a full body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You can get all this for just $10 a month, but you can't pull up to Planet Fitness and forget the perks. Because with the Black Card, you get use of amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage chairs, and total body enhancement, along with access to over 2,000 locations worldwide and unlimited guest privileges. So join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy. That's my guy Spinball Rex.
What up, though?
Like button. You're the GOATs. Cody Engel in the Woodward Sports Chat. You got to exist in the realm of reality. We want to have these types of conversations. Listen to Ben Johnson. We spoke about it last year, but we do have a caller waiting on the line.
Wait, what?
He's had shots.
About who?
Just inaccurate shots. I won't get to this caller, though, before the show ends.
Oh, I got you here. I will send you guys Bear.
Is this Beth's cat?
Bear. How you feeling, Bear?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
You there?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
hey, I just got some notes, man. I've been following you guys. Yeah, first time caller, long time listener, man.
Appreciate
I just wanted to call in. Yeah, so we're talking about that 6th overall pick. I look at it like this. If Will Anderson's there, obviously take him, right? But do you want to reach at 6 for a defensive tackle? That's my situation. You know, I feel like we should be taking like what Brad Holmes was talking about and Dan Campbell. They always mention building in the trenches. Well, if the defensive lineman ain't there to get building the trenches, why not go with that offensive lineman at that 6th pick? And then maybe, transform to the guard position. I mean, what do you guys think about something like that? I mean, because we're not going to take a wide receiver at 6. Bijan is good. I like it. But, like, at 6, I feel like it's reaching for that as well. And I'm just going based upon, like, what Holmes and Campbell have talked about in the past about, building the trenches. That's what we're about. And I just don't see a guy there on the 6 that we should take. I feel like we'd be reaching, So, I don't know. I guess what's your thoughts on that? And as far as, like, Jamo being a bust, I don't think he's a bust. I think it's just an off-field antic. Having the suspension and being in Vegas and then having the stuff deleted for gambling and whatever. But I don't know. I guess what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, appreciate you for calling in, Bear. And you're right. Like if Will Anderson, Jalen Carter isn't there, those other defensive tackles will definitely be a reach at 6. Nobody's taking Kalijah Cansey at 6. Adam, but it's again, you don't draft a guard in the top 10. You don't draft a guard. That would be equally as much of a reach for me. And I think whether it's Devon Witherspoon, whoever ends up falling to the Lions, that's who they're going to go with if they don't trade back. Because I don't think you reach for any of those other defensive tackles because there are some good ones that will be available in the second round, whether it's Keanu Benton, Mozzie Smith, Javon Dexter, different guys like that will be available in the later rounds. So that's who you would target if you miss out on Jalen Carter. So, yeah, no, you don't take any of the defensive tackles there if Jalen Carter's gone. Not a chance. And offensive guards, no. I'm with Eazy on that. I'm not with Eazy on him thinking it's not a position of need, but not at 6.
Yeah, it's not like a top 3. It's not dire need for me, at least. I agree. I concede to it being a position of need, though. After being informed about the contract, shout out to JB Smooth. I want to fit a little bit of. So you want to talk Pistons?
Yeah.
Pistons?
Second round of the Pistons coaches interviews are underway, and looks like it's a three-man race. Obviously, we just talked about Ime Udoka getting hired to the Rockets earlier in the show, and it's down to Charles Lee from the Bucks, Kevin Ali from the Overtime Elite, former national champion winner at UConn, and Collins from the New Orleans Pelicans, assistant coach.
Jaron Collins,
yeah, from the Pelicans. I like Charles Lee. I think he's going to be the next. It seems like Troy Weaver loves Kevin Ali. He even did when he was in Oklahoma City. He loved Kevin Ali. Kevin Ali informed the Overtime Elite that he's not returning as their coach next year. So that's a sign for that. But I don't know. I feel like Charles Lee would be a great addition. He's obviously been in the NBA the past couple of years. He can bring a lot to help defensively and with the nurture and growth of our bigs, both defensively and offensively. So I don't know. I don't hate Kevin Ali as a prospect either, but I'm in the camp of Charles Lee is who I'd like to see.
Yeah, for me, it's like more gonna resonate with these players and get them to listen and get them to buy into like a theme or whatever point of attack they want to take into the season as like their strength. That's who I'm riding with. And unfortunately, I don't view NBA coaching just like I do NFL coaching. I think NFL coaching there's a lot more to be said. When you see production on the field, I feel like basketball coaching is more like your talent that you're going to battle with. I think we've seen that. So with who was the man who's coached the Kings before Mike Brown? Luke Walton. Luke Walton, was the assistant coach of the Warriors when Steve Kerr was out for that limited action. Had the Warriors go undefeated. Does that mean he's a great coach? No, it just means the Warriors were a great team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to evaluate these things and what kind of coach you want. Whoever's going to connect to the players better. I think it's going to be between like your guy Lee or even Kevin Ali. Because Kevin Ali's been around these younger generation of kids, coaching the Overtime League, being there at UConn. Those probably be the names I'd pull out of my ass, but I can't sit here and pound my fist on the table saying that's the guys you got to pick. But Chris, I know you're more deeply involved with this than I am.
I'm going with Lee. I like Kevin Ali too, but I'm going with Charles Lee because one, he comes from Mike Budenholzer, both in Atlanta and Milwaukee, and Budenholzer comes from the pop tree. So he's somewhat connected to the pop tree.
He's a pop grandson.
Which is always
Udoka comes from pop tree too.
Always, but has often proven to be well. He's coached with the superstar in Giannis for multiple years and learned how to treat him. And he's coached with that Atlanta Hawks Bud team, which was totally different. It was the non-superstar, was the modern 04 Pistons, if you will. That was a team that everybody tried to connect it to.
Horford, Paul Millsap,
And this guy's been in the finals. He's been in the biggest games, and he's young enough to connect with the players. Like, I think he checks every single box you're looking for. I think this guy should be the lead candidate. And I would be shocked if he didn't get the job, because I think he has everything you look for.
He feels like the guy too, because if I'm not mistaken, that was also the first one to be interviewed, right? Yeah. He feels like the favorite.
I think that he'd be my favorite pick. Obviously, I wanted Udoka, but that's not gonna happen. So
I don't think they even interviewed him, did they?
No.
JB, who you want? So he wants to get the fuck up out of here. Been here since 7.
No. I was just looking on my phone for a minute, but
Teen Titans ass hat.
What?
Every time I see your hat, I think of Teen Titans.
No, it's not a Teen Titan hat.
That'd be dope though.
That'd be dope live action.
If it was, but yeah.
No, the live action Teen Titans was trash.
No, I'm saying they did it like now.
They did.
When? How long ago?
Yeah. Wait. What?
Like last year.
Did they?
Did it last
2 years ago? Yeah. Starfire's Black Girl. You guys don't remember any of that?
They didn't really do it, because I would have known about it if they did it. You know what I'm saying?
It was on.
Like low budget did it.
I think it was on HBO.
They fucking were like, yeah, let's try it.
No, they did it. They did it.
They kind of did it. If they did it, it'd be fucking.
The original Teen Titans was goated.
We would know if they did. You know what I'm saying? They did it.
I'm telling you, they did it.
No, I'm not telling you they didn't do it, but they didn't do it how, like, you do it. You know they didn't do it how they do it.
They did it.
You know exactly what I mean. They did not fucking do it big at all.
They gave them a budget. They casted it. It was on a prominent streaming network. Like, what else do you want?
Streaming network, not theater?
Yeah, it was a TV show, not a movie.
Okay, then they didn't do it.
Just like Teen Titans, the animated thing, was a TV show, not a movie.
Spinny, you know exactly where I'm coming from. I'm saying they didn't do it. I mean, they didn't do it big.
I mean, they
didn't give it. They didn't give it.
They had a pretty big budget.
Oh my! This fucking guy will argue anything just not to be.
No,
I hate him sometimes.
Do you guys?
No, I'm with you.
You guys catch him today too? Yeah, it didn't sound like Dan Campbell liked him. Yeah, motherfucker.
Do you understand what he's saying?
I understand what he's trying to say, but I just disagree with it. Like, especially the whole point of streaming. Plenty of big movies have gone straight to streaming.
It wasn't a movie. It was a TV show.
I thought it was a TV show. I thought it was a movie.
No,
because then the whole theater point is even more irrelevant.
There's like 2 humans in the room that didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, I know it was TV. I just learned about the TV show actually last night. Funny enough, but like,
I think it was called Titans.
Yeah, doing it is like everybody in the room like fucking like knew about it. Seen a commercial. You know what I'm saying, like, there was like. They're drawing interest for it.
Not every movie gets like the Fast and Furious treatment where it's like TV show, damn it. But it doesn't get the Fast and Furious treatment where it's like we're just showing you 80 million commercials every single sports and live
No, but most superhero.
Yeah, it's on HBO. Films. It's got 4 seasons. Is what people in the chat are saying.
Yeah.
Wow. So they did it. It just wasn't that good.
Because they didn't give it due credit. They didn't try to do.
Well, that's another discussion.
They didn't do it like they did fucking, what's it called? The other bullshit movie. Although I heard the Snyder Cut was good, but
Justice League.
Not, yeah,
Justice League sucked.
Yeah,
the Snyder Cut was dope.
Yeah, if you're not like doing it to like that level, that's not in my. I don't count that as like doing it. You know.
JB, who's your coach for the Pistons?
I don't get how you don't know what I mean. How do you not get the fuck I mean?
I don't understand how you would want them to do it more. It was a big budget.
What do you mean? Do it as a fucking movie. Get fucking A-list. Like, make it big. That's what I mean.
It's a TV show. It was supposed to be
That's not the same thing at all. What are you talking about here?
The original one we're talking about is TV. Teen Titans was a TV show.
Correct. But I'm talking about they want to fucking do it. They want to do it big. It's a movie.
Call it Morgan Freeman.
It's a fucking, you see, there's hype around it. Not the fucking. They're 4 seasons in. We're just now finding out about it. That's not doing it.
I mean, I've known about it for a while, but
you're crazy. Sure on the same scale as they're fucking doing Justice League or anything else like that. Like I feel like you're trolling me right now.
No, it's not the same scale as Justice League because it wasn't the same thing as Justice League. It was a TV show. Well, I guess Justice League was a TV show too, but they also had tons of animated movies. Teen Titans animated movie was fire though.
I want the live
when
action.
They're in Japan.
Well, actually, what? Fuck DC. They fuck up
is it just called Titans?
It's just called Titans. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not doing it. They did it. How dare you pretend like you
They
don't know what the
fucking
fuck
did
I
it.
mean.
It was on HBO. Like
They did it on technicality, yeah.
it was on HBO. It had a big budget, and there were 4 seasons. So they did it.
They did it.
That'll do it for us today.
What JB didn't just say it was?
Oh,
Give me Jerry Stackhouse.
Still.
that'll do it for us today.
Jesus.
We appreciate you all tapping into the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. Make sure you like the stream, share the stream. If you're listening to us on Heavyweight podcast, any podcast platform, leave us a 5-star review.
5 stars.
For the man on my left, the one and only Speak Easy, Chris Platty in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the 1s and 2s. I am Spencer Axter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. Hey, Jamcat, we talked about Aaron Rodgers and Jamo already. It's the last 2 minutes of the show.
Rewind it.
We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Rewind the
Peace.
intro.